Hi everybody, Matt Windle here, ready to do a boxercise session, a begin to boxing basics. So I'm just gonna wait, we've got 1 minute until the session begins, so I'm just gonna wait for a couple of people to join us on the live chat, and then within the next 60 seconds or so, we'll get going. Welcome to the viewers that are joining us. I can see you logging in on the little screen, so give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay and everything wicked. There's a thumbs up. So yeah, it'll be a little bit more difficult if you've been involved in my poetry sessions as well. You know, I like to be as interactive with the comments as possible. This will be a little bit more difficult because I'm going to be sort of at the back of the living room, but I'll keep trying to run as close to the morning Aisha. I'm going to run as close to the screen as possible. And let's just do a quick little sound check. I'm going to go to the side. I keep saying the back of the living room like I live in a mansion or something. I mean, it's just there, but I just want to make sure that you can. I want to make sure that you can hear me. Okay, so let's go back. Can everybody hear me okay from here? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay with everything that I'm saying. Is that all right? Yeah, I'm getting a couple of thumbs up. So good. Okay. Great. Hi Taz. Hi Adrian. So, okay, before we get started, I've just got to do a quick little disclaimer for legal and health and safety reasons. So, please make sure that you have no pre-existing medical conditions prior to taking part. If you do, then we suggest obviously that you don't take part. If you do have a pre-existing medical condition and you decide to take part, then that's totally on you and your call. So it's at your own risk, but please stay safe. Keeping hydrated as well is important. We're going to have plenty of water breaks anyway, but if at any point you feel like I have to get some water right now, then go get it. That's fine. I can't see you, so it's all right, okay? Aches in muscles, that's fine. If you're starting to feel a little bit of an ache, that's okay. It just means that it's working. However, if you're in pain with something, then stop immediately. Okay, we're not expecting any pain. Hi Cherry, we're not expecting any pain. Just maybe a little bit of soreness, maybe, but that'll get worse as the weeks go on potentially. All right, so I'm not expecting anything too crazy on the first session. Just a nice easing us all in, because I haven't trained for a little while either, so we're training us all in. Make sure that your clothing is nice and comfortable. Hi June, make sure that it's nice and comfortable, loose baggy clothing, and if you have high blood pressure, don't take your arms past your heart at any point. So even if we're up here in the stance, in the guard position, you know, if you need to just box a little bit lower, pretend you're Prince Nassim Hamid or something, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, so they're all the legalities and things that I need to get out of the way, and we are past 1 o'clock, so we shall get started. If at any point there's anything that you're not sure of or whatever, then just let us know, and I'll at least try and keep up to date with the comments when we have a brief water break. Okay, so let's get started. So, first thing you need to do with boxing, everybody thinks when we start boxing, punches, they just think that it's like a pub on a Friday night and you just got to start, and of course that's not the way to go about it. So the best way that I use to explain it is imagining trying to put a roof on a house that hasn't been built yet. It's difficult to do, okay? So you need the foundations first, and you need to work your way up from the bottom. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with our feet. So if you could stand with your feet together, okay? I'll just move this down a little bit so you can see my feet a bit more, hopefully, okay? Feet together, and I want you to come apart at the heels, okay? Straighten up, then. So your feet should now be about hip width apart, okay? Because we can't flip the camera, everything you're going to be doing is mirroring me, okay? So you're just going to mirror me, but then your left foot, I want you to take half a step forward. So imagine you was going to do a lunge, a bit like a lunge, but only half that distance, okay? So you're just coming in there with half a step. Then we want you to have a little bend in your knees and slightly push your hips back a little bit. So you should have more weight on the back foot than on the front foot. About 60% of your weight should be on the back leg and on the front leg we should have about 40 or so %. Okay, so that's our stance, that's our foot position. In order to move in boxing, whichever way you want to move, that foot moves first. So if you want to move forward, your forward foot moves first. If you want to move left, your left foot moves first. Back, your back foot moves first. And right, your right foot will move first. So to move forward, we're going to break it down into 2 mini steps. Okay, left foot will come forward, 1. Back foot will follow it, 2. Okay, and then go again, back, 1, 2. Fab. Okay, so these are things that we're going to need and that we're going to use shortly, but we're just going to warm us up a little bit as well. Okay, so what I want you to do is just kind of pivot on your feet. We're over exaggerating this movement, but this is a movement that we use a lot in boxing for both throwing punches and also slipping out of the way of punches as well. So like I say, I'm over exaggerating it a little bit, but just keep pivoting on that foot. Now what I want you to do is I want you to incorporate a head block into it as well. So we're going to go block, block. Okay, so if you get our hands up sort of by your face, I'll get more technical with your hands in a short while, but for now, if you just get your hands up by your face, and we're just going to go block, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to block a punch to the ribs. Okay, you're going to imagine it's coming into your body, and you're going to, as you pivot in, you're going to crunch down. 2, 3, 4. Keep crunching down. Okay, as you're doing that, you're getting a half squat on your legs, but you're also getting a little crunch in the side of your abdomens as well. Okay? Now what I want you to do is I want you to add some punches into it. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it, and just back to pivoting. Just the warm up, remember. Okay, and then we're going to go head block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going into body block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure you're really crunching down as you do that body block. You should feel it in the side of your abs. Okay, now we're going to throw the punches again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. Now, if you've got the room, what I want you to do is go 1, 2, and then just keep pivoting. And then we're going to go back 1, 2, and keep pivoting. Okay, 1, 2, and again 1, 2. Okay, good. Now we're going to keep moving side to side, but we're going to do the head blocks this time. So we'll go 1, 2, block, block, block. So there'll be 3 blocks, and then we'll move again. 1, 2, 3, move, move, 1, 2, 3. Good. Couple more times. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Good. It may not look like much, but I promise you, when there's people throwing punches at you, and the only bit of protection between their fist and your skull is that, believe me, it's a welcome cushion. Okay, so this time, you get the gist by now. We're going to go into those body crunches, doing 3 on each side, and then move across. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. One more, last one. 1, 2, 3, and back. Now this time we're going to add the punches again, okay? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, step, step, 1, 2, 3, and again 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, step, step, 1, 2, 3. Good. Couple more. 1, 2, 3, step, step, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Okay. Are you happy with that? Okay, let's see what we're saying. Cool, thank you for sharing. Okay, so we're going to do that again now, but we're going to go faster. Okay, so all that we've just done, sideways moving, pivoting, then blocking, body blocks, and then punches. We're going to speed it up just to get a little bit of a sweat on, although I've already got a bit of a sweat on. So let's go. Okay, so we're going to go sideways step first. 1, 2, then we're going to pivot for 3, and then we're going to go across. 3, and again we're just going to pick the pace up a little bit. 3, and again. Last one on this, and then we're going to go into head blocks. 1, 2, 3, move across. 1, 2, 3, and again move across. 1, 2, 3, move across. 1, 2, 3, move across. 1, 2, 3, into body blocks. 1, 2, 3. So we're blocking those body shots. 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Into punches now. 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2, 3. Speed those punches up a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Only a little bit. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And again, 1, 2, 3. And leave it there. Right. That's our warm up complete. I'm sweating, so you should be too. If not, shut the windows. And have a quick drink of water, and then we'll get cracking with finishing off. I mentioned the stance very quickly at the beginning. We're going to build on the stance some more. Okay, so quick drink of water, and we'll get started again. Okay, so for anyone that's joined us that wasn't here at the very beginning, I'll just run through the stance once more. So I want you to stand with your feet together, come apart at the heels, straighten up, so you know, hip width apart. Because my screen can't flip, you're going to be mirroring what I do, so that works pretty good for that. But I want you to take your left foot, I want you to just do half a step forward. Okay, so I said earlier it's similar to doing a lunge, but you're going half the distance. Okay, so just half a step forward, and then on your back heel to come ever so slightly off the ground. Okay, so there's my back foot flat, just little lift. Okay, slight bend in the legs, and just sort of push your hips back a little bit. Okay, and then we're just going to do that movement that we was just doing, but in our boxing stance now. So we're going to go front foot first, back foot follows, so you finish in the exact same position that you started in just a step ago. You should always be able to roll a ball through your legs. You just now half a step forward. Okay, and then the same going back. We go back foot, front foot, still got that gap between my legs. Okay, and again forward, back. Now we're going to go forward 2, okay, so we're going to go forward, forward, so you're pushing off that back foot to push forward, okay, and then the same to move backwards, push off that front leg, back, back, okay, let's do a couple more of that, forward, forward, back, back. This may seem a little bit silly maybe, but believe me, footwork in boxing is everything. If you've got no legs, you've got nothing in boxing. So your legs, your footwork, it's the foundation, like I said, of your house. We can't put the roof on the house, which is the punches, until we get our foundation right. So same again now, but we're going to move sideways. So if you want to move left, just mirror me, copy me. So we go 1, 2. So I'm still finishing in that side on position, gap between my legs. And then again, if I want to move right, I go 1, 2. and right again. 1, 2. Okay, so we're going 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. And again, 1, 2. Fab. We're going to put it into a little square now. We're going to move it into a sequence. People often say this is a little bit like a dance. Now, right, it is just like a dance. So if you like dancing, then this one's for you. All right. So we're going to go forward, left, back, right. Okay. So we're just making a little square. Forward, left, back, right. Good. If your hands are all down here at the minute, that's fine. We'll get to our hands in a minute. Forward, left, back, and right. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to get our guard up. This is our stance with our footwork. Now we're going to get our guard sorted. Okay, so your left hand, that should be about a thumb distance away from your face. So it's not quite on your face. I like to fight with it on my face because I'm a come forward fighter, but just for the basic instructions, kind of get it here, close your thumb, and it should just be that distance away from your face. Your right hand, however, that's the money maker, that's the knockout punch, all right? That's going to go on your cheek, kind of like you're on one of those old-fashioned telephones, yeah, where you got the mouth bit here and the earpiece here. Any young people watching me won't know what I'm on about, okay? But you want to be like this, okay? So if I'm at the side, you can see that I've just got a little gap, thumb distance away. But this one, right on my cheek, okay? Then we're going to add a few punches to what we're doing, okay? So, this on the jab. So that's your left hand. One of the most important punches in boxing. You'll probably never, ever, ever knock anybody out with a jab. But what it does is it opens the door. If you've got someone being really tight, the jab is what opens them up for you to come through with the bigger shots, okay? So your jab is your left hand, and what I want you to do, it will come out. Keep your elbow in, we don't want it coming out, keep it in. Keep your thumb on top, and then as it comes out just before your arm is straight, I want you to rotate it and straight back. We don't want to go there, there, there. None of that. You want to protect yourself at all times. So you're looking right down the barrel of the gun. Not much there for my opponent to hit. And then straight back to my face. Okay? So that's what we're going to do with the jab. Okay? So with that, we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember that pivot we was doing during the warm-up with that pivot, okay? We're making a similar movement when we throw the jab. The pivot is slightly exaggerated, you're not going quite that drastic, but you still got to twist. We don't want you to just be doing that with your arm, because then it's just an arm punch and there's no power in an arm punch at all, even if you've got massive muscles. No power in an arm punch, okay? So the power comes from your base, your legs, and your rotation, right? So you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, keep it nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Now, what you should feel is as you've rotated, you're loading that back foot up a little bit. So as you've rotated it, we then want you to come through. As your left hand comes back, you send your right hand, and it's the same again. Your elbow stays in. Imagine you're stood next to the wall. Comes out, and then just before your arm reaches the full extension, rotate. So we're there. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's what we're going to do this time. Making sure that you've got good rotation. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the pivot that we did in the warm-up, that's a lot more prominent now on this one. So as we was doing that, we're making that similar movement now as we throw the punch. So if I throw my punch again, watch my legs, watch my hips, don't worry about my hands or my arms, okay? So we're here, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's that rotation that brings and generates the power. If you make sure that both of your toes are facing forward, because if you look, if my back toe is facing the wall, I can only rotate that much. If my toe is just twisted and facing you, I can rotate right the way around means I get so much more power in my punches. So now we're going to put the two together to make a combination punch. We're going to go 1, 2, okay, and then back. 1, 2, and back. 1, 2, okay. Let's practice that then. So we're going 1, 2, and back. And again, 1, 2, and back. If you want a little added workout whilst in your stance, then bounce. Okay, so you can get this movement going. Get a little rock back and forth. You do this for 30 seconds, 1 minute. I promise you'll start to feel it in your legs. Okay, so we're going to bounce for a little bit, if you can. If you can't, then just sort of have a little rock. Okay, and then we're going to throw a 1, 2. Okay, on my calls. So keep going, and now we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, and rock again. And again, 1, 2, and rock. 1, 2, 1, 2, and rock. And one more time. I'm going to go 1, 2, and there. Good. Okay. Fabulous. Have a quick drink of water, and then we're going to add some punches and footwork together. Okay, so quick sip, and we'll get going again. How's everybody doing? Is everyone doing all right? I don't know about you, but I'm genuinely working up a sweat here. So that's what happens when you don't train for a bit, isn't it? Been lazy. Okay, everyone had their sip of water. If not, carry on. But last little sip, and we're going to put some punches to our movement. So you know that square, forward, left, back, right that we was just doing? We're going to add some punches to it now as well. Okay, so now remember we went forward, left, back and right. Okay, well this time we're going to do the exact same movement with our feet, but we're going to throw a jab as we step forward. So we're going to go forward and jab, left, back and right. So remember, just mirror me on your screen. Okay, forward, left, back, right. One more time. We're going to go forward and jab, left, back and right. Good. This time we're going to go forward and jab, left, back, right hand, step right. So we're putting both punches into it. Okay, so we're going to go forward and jab, left, back, right hand, step right. Okay, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again one more time. 1, 2, 3, backhand and move out of the way. Good. So what that's getting you ready for is, as you're jabbing, of course your opponent is just going to stay in front of you and let you hit him or her. They're going to try and move backwards. Okay, so as you come in, you're closing that distance. Maybe they then try and run off, so you cut the ring off. You're making the ring smaller for them. They may want to then try and attack you and throw punches at you. So you step back half a step out of the way. As they're throwing, that's when they're open for a shot. So after you've stepped back, bang, you've hit them with the shot. And then because they're there right in front of you, you step and you've changed the angle again. We're just going to do that sequence a couple more times, but what we're going to do this time is we're going to throw a 1, 2 as we step forward. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2. So let's just practice that for now. Okay, here we're going to go 1, 2 and back, back, 1, 2 and back. Okay, one more time. 1, 2 and back, and then we're going to go left, back, right, move. Okay, so let's do that. Let's give that a go. It's the last bit of our little sequence now. Okay, let's go. So we're going to go 1, 2, left, back, right, step. And again, I'm going jab, backhand, left, back, right, step. Good. Couple more. Jab, right, left, back, backhand, step. Good. Let's see if you can do this one without me talking you through it, just mirroring me on the screen. Great work, well done. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do that same thing. I'm just going to speed it up. We're just going to do 2. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. If you need to keep it at the pace we've just been doing, that's absolutely fine. Keep it at that pace, okay? So we're going to go punch and move. So then we're going to go 1, 2, left, back, right hand, move. Once more. 1, 2, left, back, backhand, move. Beautiful work. Well done. Okay, so it's all well and good throwing punches, but they're going to be punches coming back at you. Not today, thankfully, but if you was training for a boxing fight, punches are coming back at you. So it's important that we get out of the way. Now the movements that we've just been doing, this, as you've just been going back and forward, or even sidewards, that's called a foot defence. So as the punch is coming to you, you just stepped out of the way to make the miss. That's a foot defence. What we're going to do now is a trunk defence. So that's when you slip from the waist. So again, what we was doing in the warm-up, when we was pivoting and moving, that's very beneficial for this exercise that we're going to do right now. So, quick sip of water if you need one. Cheers. Okay, so we're going to go left with the trunk. That's how we're going to start, okay? So we're going to go 1. You're just twisting your body, twist, twist, okay? So imagine a punch is coming towards you, and then just before it hits you, you've twisted and you've let it go over your shoulder, okay? Or imagine someone's throwing a tennis ball at you and you're just letting them go over your shoulder, okay? But we're going just left for 4. So we're going twist. I'm going to pivot on that foot as well. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Now we're going to move right as well. We're going to pivot on that front foot. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, you imagine that shot there, jab, is coming. You're just going to come over it, okay? And then let it come over your shoulder. Right again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. And again, to your right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Right. There's an expression in boxing. It goes, make them miss, make them pay. Okay, so they've thrown a punch to you. You've slipped on the outside of it, you've let it go over your shoulder, that's all well and good. You haven't got punched in the face, yay, but you haven't got any points either because you haven't punched them in the face, okay? So, as you're slipping, you let the shot go over your shoulder, but then you've loaded up that back leg, okay? Because we're not going back. As we slip, we're not going back, we're going sidewards. So your leg should be nice and steady, nice and strong, okay? For you to then explode off of and throw a punch, okay? So you're going to come over and then we're going to throw a right hand. So you've made them miss, their shot has gone over your shoulder, but you've also made them pay, bang, because you've then punched them in the face as well. So we're going to put a little combination on with the trunk defence. So we're going to go jab, slip left, slip right, right hand, okay? And again, jab, slip left, slip right, right hand. 2 more. Jab, slip, slip, right hand. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Okay, now we're going to speed it up a little bit. If you want to keep it at the pace that we've just been doing it, keep it at that pace. If you do want to speed it up just to get a bit more of a sweat on, stay in time with me, okay? Kind of medium pace. This was slow that we've just been doing. We're going to go medium pace now, okay? Jab, slip, slip, backhand. jab, slip, slip, backhand, jab, slip, slip, backhand, jab, slip, slip, backhand. Couple more, jab, slip, slip, backhand. Okay, now, just for a bit of fun, I want you to do 4 as fast as you can, okay, just for a bit of fun. Now, if that's as fast as you can go, perfect, that's absolutely fine. There's no need to make yourself try and do any more than what you feel you can, but whatever your fastest is, I want you to do that 4 times right now with me. Let's go. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. See if you can stay in time with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Beautiful. Well done. Head movement is so important in boxing for obvious reasons. You've got people throwing punches at you. You want to slip and move out of the way. And I can tell you it's a very intimidating thing when you're trying to punch someone, especially someone little like me, or like Tyson in the heavyweight division, who was an absolute master of this. When you're coming forward, if you need to get a sip of water as well, by the way, then get one now. When someone's coming forward and you're throwing punches and they're going over their shoulder and they're just going and they're there and on you straight away, it's a very intimidating thing, and it's a very disheartening thing as well, because you just feel like, oh, man, what else can I do? I can't hit him. All right, so that head movement is really important. Okay, so quick glass of water and then we'll move on. Give me a thumbs up if you're doing okay as well, if you're still alive and you're lasting it, alright? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. So this time we're going to add our trunk defence into our movements, okay? So, we're going to go left, step forward, right, step back, left, step forward, right, step back. Try and make sure that you're keeping your hands, as long as you haven't got any heart problems or anything, that you're keeping your hands in guard position, okay? Because if your hands are up, that alone is a workout in your shoulders. If it was easy, you wouldn't want to drop them. Okay, so the fact that you do feel like you want to drop them, that's because that's giving you a workout in the shoulders. So keep your hands up, even when we're slipping. It's still important that you're protecting your face. Okay, let's go. So you're going to go left, forward, left, back, slip left, forward, slip right, move back, slip left, forward, slip right, move back. We're going to do 2 this time, 2 forward, 2 back. Okay, so we're going to go left, forward, let's go. We're going to go left, forward, and then we're going to go right, back, right, and back. Okay, and again, left, forward, right, back, right, back. Perfect. Just going to speed it up. We're getting towards the end, okay? So we're going to speed this up a little bit. So we're going to go left, forward, right, back. Now remember, keep saying it, but just do whatever is a comfortable, fast pace for you. Doesn't have to be the fastest even you can go right now. Just speed it up from what we've just been doing, okay? So go left, forward, right, back, 2 more. Left, forward, right, back. 1 more. Left, forward, right, back. Perfect. Sounds like football, doesn't it? Left, forward and right back. But alright, so we're going to move on. Let me just check the time. Right, we've got 10 minutes. So I'm going to start with a bit of groundwork now to finish off with. If you've got a mat, then now is the time to roll your mat out. If you haven't but feel as though you may want to cushion your knees or anything at any point, then just get a towel, fold it up, and you can use that for a bit of comfort as well. Okay, so we're going to do some exercises now, but what I'm going to try and do is provide 3 different variations to what we're doing. So there'll be a beginners, a intermediate, and a challenging one. Okay, now if you're starting off on the beginners, that's absolutely fine. I'm not even going to do the challenging ones today because this is our first session together, so I'm just going to do a lot of the intermediate ones, but I'm going to explain all three, and it's up to you which one you want to go for. But you want to be able to push yourself each week, and I would like to think that whichever one you start at, you're further along the line in a few weeks' time. That rhymes. So if you start off at beginner level, I'd like to think in maybe a month's time you'll be able to do some of the intermediate classes or some of the intermediate exercises and so on. So a bit of groundwork. This is what I had to finish with for my first ever boxing session 14 years ago. So if I'm finishing with my first boxing session, I think you should finish with it with your first boxing session. I've been doing it ever since. All right, so a bit of groundwork, bit of circuits. Let's get going. So first exercise that I'd like to do is a press up. Okay, we all know a press up, but let me just explain the different variations. Now, if you struggle getting down on the floor at all, don't worry, I've got you covered. All right, so if you're up against the wall, arm distance away, feet just a little bit further than hip width, arms should be shoulder distance apart, and you can there come in and do your press ups against the wall. Okay, if you can get down but you're still not too sort of happy with it, then you can just get down on your knees. You know, I'm just going to move the camera onto the floor so you can see me. Alright, so if you need to, then we get down just on your knees, but if you can, try and make sure that your feet are off the floor. Okay, so on your knees like that, and then come down and do the press ups, or just a good old-fashioned press up. Make sure that you're in a plank position, and we're just going to go down, keeping your elbows in. Even if you're doing it on your knees, you still want to make sure that your elbows are in. Okay, like I say, I'm going to start off with the intermediate ones, so hopefully make some of you feel better. And you think, well, if the pro boxer's doing intermediate, then intermediate's all right with me as well. Okay, so we're going to do 10 of these. Okay, I'm doing them with you. I'm not one of these instructors that just says you should do it. I'm doing it with you. I'm feeling your pain, so let's go. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our next exercise, which is a squat. Alright, so if this is as low as you can get for a squat, that's absolutely fine. Just do 10 like that. If you can get a little bit lower, but not right the way down, then do it on your chair, and you can just go 1, and then when you feel your bum hit the mat, you come back up. Again, you want your feet hip width apart, down, down, or if you want to do the proper one, feet hip width apart, then we just come right down like you're sitting in a chair. Okay, but again, I'm going to do this one, the intermediate one, with you. So 10 of these, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left, so let's get through as many of these as we can. This one, snake press ups, so similar to what we just did, but if you're on the wall, still I want you to snake in with it. Snake in. Okay, same on your knees or upright. You're going to come in. Okay, like that. Let's go then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I bet there's a few of you laughing at this one, ain't there? 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fabulous. Right, Next exercise that we're going to do is the lunge. Okay, so we're going to go. So we're going to go, if you can, for a lunge, if you can only do that and that, just you step forward, one, that's fine, and there. If you're just doing a step, that's fine. If you can, there, and there, and there, then that's great. And if you want to be a show off, then you could do this. Okay, but I'm not advising that for our first session. Stick with the intermediate with me. Alright, so let's go. 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 more, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Good. Okay, so now we're going to go into alternates. Okay, so with alternates, the proper way, or the challenging way, let me just pick this up again. The challenging way is if you get in your boxing stance and then you've got to go down and move around like that. Okay, that's the challenging one. However, if you're not feeling that, then I want you to just have a slight bend in your knees and jump, bend and jump, bend and jump. 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. Or if you want to do a bit of it, you can go bend, jump, have a little rest, bend, jump. The challenging one is going side to side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay. Moving through, we've got final exercise. Okay, our last one. So I'm going to get you to star jump for me. Okay, twinkle twinkle like the little stars that you are. Okay, so as we're here, for the beginners, if you're struggling to jump, I just want you to little bend in your legs. 1, 2, 3, and so on like that. Okay, if you want the intermediate version, then you can instead just go 1, 2, 3, do that for 10. If you want the more challenging one, you can squat down, touch your ankles and clap your hands above your head as you jump. So you're there, 1, 2, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to go for the intermediates, just the jumping jacks, 10 of them, and then we'll meet back at the screen just to say goodbye. Okay, so let's go, last 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, knockout. Alright, so grab a water and let's quickly, just for a final minute, meet back at the cameras and we'll have a quick chat. Well, as you can see, the sweat is dripping off me. That rhymed again as well. I should be a poet or something, shouldn't I? So, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know, just give me a quick thumbs up or a heart or whatever it is that you want to do. You can tell that I meant business today because I've come onto a live stream and I didn't even bother doing my moustache, I just left it. So that's how you know I mean business. Right? We'll be back again next week, and of course each week we'll recap some of the things that I've done, but we'll also do a few different things that I've learned during my time as a champion, amateur boxer, and now a professional boxer as well. Okay, so if there's anything else that you would like us to cover within the session, then please give us your recommendations, and we'll get through as much as we can. But I think that we've covered quite a lot within the space of about 30 to 40 minutes. I think you've done amazing. So well done. Keep being healthy, both physically and mentally as well. Keep your guard up. You know when people say keep your chin up? That's not what you want to say to boxers, because they keep the chin up and they get knocked out. So keep your chin tucked in. Rhymes again, I keep doing it. And keep your chin tucked in, and I will see you all next week. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Stay safe, everyone. Mwah.